afternoon, everybody.
Hey, how are you?
Good afternoon, Bolanle. Hi.
Okay, fine. I just want to be sure you're hearing me.
Good afternoon.
So, thank you very much. The title of our presentation, as Iglatine said, is Quality Characteristics of Pounded Yam and Priority Laboratory Analysis for Dissection of the Quality Traits. Normally, we started this with a survey, and the survey was actually designed by Laura and Co. in WP1. And we all know that the full article is coming out in the IGFS Journal 2021. So that's why you see me putting Foresti et al. 2021, because the method, they were the ones that proposed the method. It's a multi-stage sampling method, and it involves 3 stages. The first one involves purposeful selection of local government areas in the state based on high levels of yam production and pounded yam consumption. Stage 2, we selected 1 community from each of the selected local government areas. And in stage 3, we did random selection of respondents in areas where the survey took place. Actually, the communities where we did the survey included Iwo, Ife-Odun, Bongon, and Ilesha. We had a total of 5 focus group discussions, 3 male groups, and 2 female groups. We had 40 individual interviews, 14 market interviews, and 5 key informat interviews. This map shows the area, the map of Osun State generally, and the area is around Iwo area, if you look at it very well, but I won't have the time to show everything now. The socio-economic factor of respondents is presented in this figure. We had 75% male and 25% male. Most of them were married, and they had diverse occupations. They were farmers. 34% of them were farmers, 41% were traders. We had food processors, we had food vendors that were actually selling the pounded yam. Now, the process of preparing pounded yam is presented in this figure. We have the yam tubers, they will cut it, peel it, and then cut it, and then they'll boil the yam. Then the pounding involves 3 stages. The first stage, they'll pound the boiled yam to form a mash. And the second stage involves continuous pounding of the mash to form a dough. And the last stage is the kneading of the dough to form a glutinous dough that is stretchable. And the last picture shows the final product and the way it is usually eaten. Now, we asked the respondents, what are the cultivated varieties, the major ones in this area? And they told us the major cultivated varieties, Amula, Aro, Mogi, they are listed there. And then we asked them, can you tell us the ones you prefer for making good quality pounded yam? They told us about 8 of them, Amula, Aro, Awana, and all that. And then we asked them, you know, they were both female and male. We want to do this so that we can do gender profiling. Now, which varieties can they rank? We use simple ranking method. Simple ranking method. But towards the end, I'll mention just one place where we had to use pairwise because it wasn't easy for us to do pairwise amongst them. So they ranked, both male and female ranked Lasiri as first. The females ranked Awano as second, Bogi as third, and Efuru, Odo, and Amula as fourth, while the male ranked Lasiri and Bongo as the first and 2 best varieties for making good pounded yam. I want you to note something here. Those varieties that were ranked for is because they are one of the very good varieties among the late maturing yams. Most of them prefer the early maturing yams. So Lasiri, Awano, Bongi, they are the early maturing yams. So among the varieties that they cultivate, the ones that they don't like for good pounded yam or for making pounded yam are Tontoro, Keso, Tankalubo, and the rest that I mentioned there. Now we went further to ask them, what are the quality characteristics that you can see in the raw material that can tell you that, okay, this pounded yam is going to be good. As I said, we have divided it to have a gender profiling results. So they told us, the female told us regular shape, healthy tuber, brown skin, hairy, no flesh color change, low water content. This one kept on recurring and recurring and recurring. And at the end of the survey, we discovered that that's a very good indicator of texture, of quality in pounded yam. The male told us that actually when you pinch the yam tuber, water should not come out of it. In other words, well, scientifically, that means it should have low moisture content, but we didn't say that. We just wanted them to use their own language. In fact, they said it must not shed tears. That is, water must not be coming out of it. And we asked them, during processing, what are the characteristics that you look for? The female said, easy to peel. No color change during peeling and washing. In fact, they said that the washed water must be transparent. The boiled yam must be soft and mealy. That
Sorry, Bolanle, we can hear you.
Bolanle? Bolanle? Bolanle, are you here? We cannot hear you. Hello?
Olujinka, are you there?
I'm here.
Can you join Bolanle?
Good afternoon. Okay, let me reach out to her.
Give her a phone call, please.
It looks like Bolanle is not with us anymore. I cannot even switch off or switch on her mic. So we could have asked Oluyinka to present, but I'm not sure the sound is better on her side. Okay, he's back. Bola, are you here? Are you back?
the internet, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry, please.
Is it your internet connection or what happened?
Yes, it's my internet connection.
Okay, okay. Let's hope it won't stop. It won't stop anymore. Okay, thank you. Let's go back to the presentation.
Kefas, please close your mic, please.
Bolanle, you can speak. No, Bolanle, your mic is not working well. It's not the
No, Bolanle is speaking very well English, but it is the internet connection which is not good. It is a little bit of poor quality. I think that's why we are not getting her.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Let's check with Oluyinka. Are you here? Are you online with us? Do you think you could take the lead of the presentation?
It's only if I can see the screen from you. If you control it from there, yes, I can.
Ah, you can't see the screen. Is that it?
I can. Yeah, you are on table 2, right?
Yes, we are, but your internet is not that well.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. It's not that. It's not easy to hear you well, but we can hear you. It's better than Bolanle, by the way.
Oh, okay, okay. So.
Okay, let me just share the screen.
Hello?
Yes, Bola?
Okay.
Okay, she's back. She's back.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm sorry. It's one of the problems that we'll have over here, please. So the quality. So let me quickly rush because the internet.
Yeah. No, Bolanle, it looks like. Bolanle? We cannot hear you well.
Yes. I'm here.
No, we can't. It just. No, it's not working well.
Hello?
Hello. Yes, it's working now.
Okay. Eglantine, please.
Yes.
Stop sharing the screen so that I can control it here.
Okay.
Yes, I can't control the screen. Yeah. Hello? Yeah. Okay. So we asked them, are you hearing me, everybody?
Yes, we do.
Hello?
Well.
Yes. Oh, great. So we asked them what are the preferred quality characteristics. The female responded that in order of preference now, the pounded yam must be stretchable, moldable, smooth. The color must be white or cream color. That's what they mean by appealing look. It must have a sweet taste and good aroma. And then we asked the male too. The response was the same. But for the less preferred quality characteristics, the response was almost the same thing too. Bitter taste, dark, unappealing dough color, dough not moldable, when it is too soft, when it is not stretchable, and when it is hard. We tried to rank it, like I said, here is the point at which we had to use the. As we were trying to look at it, we asked them, okay, out of this characteristic, let's do simple ranking first so that we'll know which one you want. And they told us that number 1 is stretchability, 2, moldability, followed by stickiness, smoothness, and that the pounded yam must not be too hard or too soft, and then color and taste. This actually surprised us. We were thinking the appearance would be the best thing. I'm still coming there. Towards the end, I will explain something. Now, from there, we got our product profile for a preferred or good quality pounded yam. But the raw material, the tuber should be big and healthy. tuber must have low water content. The color must be brown, that is the color of the skin, not the flesh. It must have a regular shape and it must have good storage ability. Now, characteristics that they want during processing: white flesh color, that is, if they peel it, the color must be white, or cream, except if it is yellow yam. They don't want any color change during peeling. We all know that, oxidative browning. It must be easy to peel. It must have a short cooking time. It must form smooth dough easily, and it must absorb less water during cooking and pounding. And about the final products now, they said the textural quality, stretchable, moldable, all those ones that were mentioned previously. And then appearance, it should be white or cream color dough, except if it is yellow yam. The taste must be sweet, appealing, and must have good aroma. Having said that, we now went to the lab and we looked at it, and that is how we did our priority laboratory analysis. We looked at it as stretchability based on previous reports and previous works, that we will work on testing characteristics of the starch or the tuber, starch properties, physical, chemical properties, swelling, water binding capacity, etc., granule size, microstructure, amylose, and then instrumental measurement. I put a question mark on rheology because this came out of the texture meeting that we had with Lyall, and we were sharing the problem that we had with measuring stretchability on using the texture analyzer. Then she suggested that maybe we'll do rheology. That's why I put a question mark. Moldability, we'll use the starch properties, dry matter, amylose. Hardness and softness, the same thing. Color, instrumental color measurement, polyphenol oxidase activity and browning index. And the smoothness, we'll check the pectin, calcium, microstructure, because pectin and calcium have been implicated in previous reports that they contribute to the smoothness of the pounded yam. So in conclusion, now where I said we did pairwise ranking, we have to tell them, out of this textural quality and out of color, which one will you rank first? They told us that even if the color is a little bit brown, but if the texture, if it is smooth, if it is stretchable, that they don't mind. That was how we know that in that our survey area, textural quality ranked first. And then next, color, taste, aroma. And in summary, the key laboratory analysis will be chemical composition, tasting characteristics, starch properties, non-starchy carbohydrate, polyphenol oxidate activity and browning index, instrumental textural quality evaluation, instrumental color evaluation. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for the disturbance in the internet. Thank you very much. Hello?
Hello, thank you, Bolanle.
Thank you.
We did it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bolanle.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Bolanle.
Thank you.
So if you have questions for Bolanle, please raise your hand, and so that I can order the questions. No questions for Bolanle?
Eglantine, I have one, but I couldn't raise my hand.
Okay, so Lyall, and then I saw Dominique maybe. So Lyall, yes, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Bolanle, for this presentation.
Yeah.
I have one question. Could you please provide more information about what you call stretchability for this product?
Yeah, thank you very much. What we mean by stretchability is like, you know, plasticine. Do you know plasticine or chewing gum?
Yes.
Yeah, this product is a dough. If you look at my previous picture, you will see it. So when people are eating it, they want their pounded yam to stretch. They want it to stretch like elastic, like chewing gum. But of course, there are some varieties that actually, when you pound it very well, it stretches. Those are the varieties that they want. It's that's why we call it a glutinous dough. It's like gluten of the flour. So even in instrumental texture analysis, we look for the profile that describes a flour, the dough of a flour. So they want it to stretch.
Okay, I
That
see.
is what we mean by stretchability.
Yeah.
And it's one, okay.
Yeah, I think that rheology would provide you good information concerning stretchability, as you said in your presentation, because stretchability, when we perform a rheometry test, we measure what we call stretchable viscosity. And actually,
Yes.
yeah, but the stretchable one only. Actually, we do it for pasty products, and we check how they are viscous in relation with their elastic properties. And I think that rheometry tests would give you good information concerning stretchability.
Thank you, Laya. I agree with you. I know that we could get it either from the tangent delta, G prime, G double prime. I know we could get something like that.
Yes.
And that was when we discussed the other time. I agreed to your suggestion that actually we could try it.
I saw you presented this. Yeah, my question concerned to know how you define the stretchability for your product, because I know that the stretchability can differ among different products, but how you described it, it's like a stretchability that we measure usually using rheometry. So I think it would be an interesting measurement.
Yes,
Thank you,
actually,
Bolanle.
yes, thank you. Let me just explain something about that. You see, it's actually, like I describe it like elastic. But you know that food products are not actually elastic like that. They don't obey Hooke's law. They don't return back to their original position. And so in previous work that we've done before, what we just calculated was using the modulus of deformability. That is on that software that we did then. But that could only explain for being deformable, for the pounded yam to be deformable, not actually for it to be stretchable. So we thought, okay, can stringiness explain it? Or can resilience explain it? That was part of those things that we were checking just before the lockdown. But as you suggested, rheology too, we will try it, and I believe it should work. Thank you, Laya.
Thank you, Bolanle.
Thank you.
Okay, there's a question from Dominique, and then I've seen that Suzanne has a question also.
Nice presentation, Bola.
Thank you very much.
What is new from this survey, from this World Package 1 survey from RTF? What did you learn? Your lab is working for more than 20 years on functional property. What did you learn for this sex disaggregated study?
Thank you very much. I never knew that the ease of peeling is any factor in quality of pounded yam. We have never, in my previous works on pounded yam, we have never worked from, okay, what do you want in raw material? What do you want during processing? We have only been working on the final product. But now I discovered that the raw material, the quality starts, the selection of the quality criteria starts from the raw material. And learning to know that ease of peel is one of those things. And then from the farmers, learning that once they pinch it and water starts coming out of it, that it's not good for pounded yam. There are new things to me I did not know before. Before we were just working on the final product, but now we see that the raw material, the processing requirements all work. In fact, during this survey, one woman told us that the reason why she does not use one variety is that it gets too soft easily when you are pounding it, and that is not good. That it sticks so much into the hand. That is odo. So I learned part of what we learn is the characteristics of those tubers themselves, instead of just the final products that we've been working on in the lab as the science part of it. But now, hearing, we were able to link those information now with the laboratory analysis. Thank you. Hello, Dominic.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very important.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, there's a question from Suzanne. Suzanne is asking, could you tell us a bit more about the type of analysis you are using for pectin in relation to smoothness?
Okay, the reason why I say we'll do pectin is this. We use the pectin analysis that we did is the Kittner and Van Buren, the one that quantify pectin as uronic acid, using galacturonic acid as standard. And then using hydroxymethylphenylphenol as the chemical that precipitates, that quantifies the uronic acid. That is what we've been using. In the previous work, let me actually say it in my PhD work, we discovered that the calcium and the calcium content of the yam and the pectin content of the yam were canonically correlated with the smoothness of the pounded yam. So going through the literatures, I discovered that calcium and pectin forms calcium pectates. And this increases solubilizable elements in the food products during cooking. And this can affect the smoothness of the products. So when we look back in that work, we see that varieties of yam tubers that actually add high calcium content and high pectin content produces pounded yam that were smooth without lumps. You know, at times you can pound the yam, fine. The smoothness may depend on the pounder, but it also depends on the yam. There are some varieties that no matter how you pound them, for instance, part of why people prefer pounded yam from D. rotundata is that it is smoother than that of alata. They believe that alata will still have gritty, small lumps like there's a product here, we call it semolina. They said that it will still contain that. So that was what we linked it then with. So that's why we are proposing now, since we are going to look at the non-starchy carbohydrates, and pectin is a soluble dietary fiber, so there's nothing stopping us checking the pectin and the calcium and see whether it's related with the smoothness. Thank you.
Thank you, Bolanle. Okay, we can see that you have a huge experience on yam. That's impressive. There's a question from Gérard and then another one from Amani from Côte d'Ivoire. So Gérard, your question.
Also Deborah, they have a question.
Thank you very much, Eglantine. My dear Bolanle, thank you for the very nice presentation. So, what I want to ask you, Bolan, I've seen the priority lab analysis that will be done. Will it be done on products made from a machine or from products made from a pounding mortar?
No. Oh, okay. We're going to do the product made where actually most of the lab analysis will be on the tuber and the flour. It's only the instrumental texture measurement that will be done on the product. And that product, we are going to use a yam pounder. The yam pounder that we'll use mimics the pounding in the lab. Actually, we did a preliminary test some time ago. We gave our panelists yam made from yam pounder, and then pounded yam made from the conventional mortar, you know, pounding the traditional way. Yeah. And we didn't tell them anything, telling them that we just asked them to access and describe it. And we saw that there was no significant difference in the texture.
Okay.
So that was why we concluded that we can use pounder. We discovered that it is this made-up mind of people, cultural belief, that, oh, my pounded yam was come from the mortar. So when we didn't tell them and they didn't know how we made it, we discovered that there was no significant difference. So the pounding yam machine that we use is able to produce pounded yam with the same textural quality as the one that is traditionally cooked.
Okay, because here in Cameroon, we also have the pounded plantain, But when it is done in a machine, it is not the same thing like the one which is done in a mortar. So that's why I was doubting that. Will it be the same? Okay, thank you for the answer.
Thank you very much. We even have pictures of how pounded yam that does not have good pounding quality, how it will look like in the machine, and the one that has good pounding quality or textural quality. We took the picture while we were trying to check it.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. My brother, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Okay. So the question from Amani in Côte d'Ivoire is there any difference between regions? Because you've been presenting the overall means for each trait, but have you noticed difference between regions?
Difference between?
Regions, between areas in Nigeria.
There are differences. You know, I presented the one for Bowen University alone. The article that we submit to IJFST is presenting that of the Southeast. And we notice that there are differences in the preferences. For instance, in Southeast, the survey that our colleagues in NRCRI did, color is the preferred, is the first quality attributes. Next to it are quality attributes. Can you see the difference? And then when we were combining notes, checking notes, we discovered that the way they pound it too is different. In the West, where we did our own survey, we stand up to pound the yam, and about two or three people pound the yam. But in the East, they sit down and one person pounds the yam. At the end of the day, their yam is harder than our own pounded yam. Okay? So it depends, also it's different in area. There are differences in area, in the preference. So that is why the article that is coming out, we talk about pounded yam that is prepared in the southeastern part of Nigeria and the one that is prepared in the southwest of Nigeria. Okay. And another factor that may be responsible for that difference is that in the West, we have a lot of products that are colored. Like we have our amala that is either brown or gray. We have lafun that is gray. But over there, most of their products are white. They have their gari, which is either white or yellow. They have their fufu, which is white. So color will be more important to them than us that we are used to be eating dark products. So I think that is part of why we have differences in the quality attributes.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you. Emmanuel from IITA, he's asking which pounding machine would you recommend? Because there are several ones on the market, so I think he's interested in knowing the one that you feel the better job.
Okay. I think we have discussed it before amongst ourselves. It's the National Yam Pounding Machine. It's very common. I think we have shared the picture amongst ourselves. I will show him again. We discover where we can order it. I've just ordered some, I think about 4 for my institute. We'll have the National Pounding Machine and the clinic or something like that. They have the same machine at Umudike. Because when I went there for training, I saw it. So we can always discuss. I think I've discussed with Adishokon too in IITA. So we've said that every one of us working on pounded yam, that is the machine that we use, and the same procedure and all that. I worked on that too when I was in Umudike. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. We have a comment from Deborah Rubin from our advisory committee, if you remember well, Bolanle. She was here at the first meeting. She says, very interesting presentation using mixed methods and sex desegregated data. And she would love to read the report if you have one, or the article you've just submitted. So just think that Deborah Rubin is willing to read your reports.
Okay. Thank you very much. And we'll have it.
And Deborah, if you have a question for Bolanle, do not hesitate. Otherwise, I see there's another. Okay. I see there's a question from Bolanle. I'm not sure whether it's a raised hand or not.
Okay. Okay.
It's not actually it's not a raised hand. It's just a hello hand. Something like
okay. Okay, it's one of our colleagues in Bowen University. Okay.
Okay. And Deborah is writing that she may have some questions after having read the report. For sure.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Any more questions? Elizabeth, you have a questions? May I know if any of the preferred varieties are release varieties or farmer varieties? She's interested in knowing whether they are breeding new hybrids or whether these are land races.
They are land races.
Only land races.
Only land races. You know, we went to their farms, we asked them, their farmers, they are only land races. But actually, there are some released varieties, and we plan to work on released varieties using some of these land races as checked in our work that we want to do, I mean in the WP2 work. But these ones that they group, they are land races, they are farmers races. They are farmers varieties.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other question for Bolanle and the Bowen University team? No more questions? So thanks a lot, Bolanle. Thanks for being perseverant because you had the troubles with internet connections. Apologize to everybody, but we did it. Actually, at the end, we finally did it, which is good. And we
thank you very much.
We have to expect such a trouble, you know. It's not always easy to get connection. So,
yeah.
But we are adaptive. And it's very nice presentation.
Bravo Bolanle, la prochaine fois en français.
Merci Dominique.
Ah ça, je te le fais pas dire Dominique, il faut qu'elle le fasse en français.
Elle ne pourra même pas.
S'il vous plaît, mon français n'est pas amélioré.
Amélioré, tu veux dire?
Je parle un peu. Hein? J'ai oublié mon français parce que pourquoi il n'y a pas quelqu'un? Il n'y a pas quelqu'un qui je veux parler français avec lui.
Avec lui, hein?
Bravo, Bolanle, bravo, bravo.
Super, Bolanle. Super, Bolanle. Bravo.
Merci.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Glad.
Thank you. Thank you.